Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am back with another video. Rate, comment, subscribe, and since you're already subscribed to my channel, you might as well hit that notification bell, all right? So you'll be alerted when my next video or live stream goes down. I apologize, I didn't do any videos yesterday. I was mad busy. You can also, the super chat feature is now enabled, so if you want to hook a brother up with a donation or two, you can do so. But it's not mandatory. You can still enjoy this free entertainment without even hitting the super chat button. Isn't that wonderful? All right. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's topics. Today, Charles Barkley had a meeting with a lot of beat writers and journalists that covers the NBA. Charles Barkley had some choice words about the NBA and its future. And before we begin, Charles Barkley been spewing this for the past couple of years. He feels like the NBA is heading in a direction where you're going to have maybe one, maybe two teams, two or three super teams, and then the rest of the teams are mediocre or below because of all the talent wants to play on one team. All right. And Charles Barkley says this could start happening this summer, depending on where LeBron James goes. Okay. Now, I made several videos telling you guys that LeBron James is not going anywhere. Because the best fit for LeBron James is the Cleveland Cavaliers. He gets to push his weight around. He has a voice in the organization, even though him and Dan Gilbert don't get along. But that's neither here nor there. LeBron James has influence, and he has his own friends, even in the organization, hired into the organization. All right. So it will be in order for LeBron James to leave Cleveland, he will have to have that same similar situation at another location. The Lakers are not going to do it, like I said in my video, because of Magic Johnson. The Spurs are not going to do it because of their organization. They don't feel one player should have all that clout. Okay. And the Golden State Warriors really don't need LeBron James. I know that's a shocker to a lot of people that watch the NBA, but the Golden State Warriors have beaten LeBron James with and without Kevin Durant. So they know the magic elixir, the magic formula in defending LeBron James. But I'm not going to go into details about that. You can check out my other videos. I clearly explain how the Golden State Warriors are beating LeBron James. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they got a bunch of players that are, a majority of those players are on their first contract. Okay? Larry Nance Jr. got overpaid. Okay? And that was the old regime of the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, it wasn't Magic Johnson. So, in theory, Larry Nance Jr. got his quote-unquote big contract. Okay? Yes, Charles Barkley said this, and I have even said this, that the energy is different with the Cleveland Cavaliers now than it was a couple of weeks back. All right? You don't have a bunch of guys with a bunch of agendas playing for a new contract and things of that nature. And they're not the most important factor is they're not one-dimensional players or ISO players. Isaiah Thomas, Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose, when you incorporate guys like that, ISO players like that, that's way too many ISO players on top of the king of all ISO players, LeBron James. Okay, it's clearly not enough balls to satisfy everybody. All right, it probably would have worked. They still wouldn't have beat beating the Golden State Warriors, but it probably would have worked if one, maybe two of those guys commit and say, you know what, there's not enough balls here, so I know I'm not going to get a lot of touches. But when you got agendas and when you're playing for another contract, you know, it makes things difficult for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, Charles Barkley even stated that he hasn't watched professional basketball in about a couple of weeks. You know, as a viewer, he's mainly been watching college basketball, getting ready for March Madness. We all know that Charles Barkley and Kenny Smith, I think C. Webb and Ernie, they do their March Madness thing. They cover the March Madness tournament, and Charles Barkley likes that aspect of his job than covering the NBA, because it's a foregone conclusion. You don't have to be the greatest NBA analyst or even the biggest NBA fan to figure out that the Golden State Warriors are going to win the NBA championship. I mean, because I think teams like Houston Rockets are going to give them a run. The San Antonio Spurs are going to definitely give them a run. But with that being said, that's pretty much it. Okay? They're going to be coasting through until the finals. Right now, a lot of people think that it's the Houston Rockets' turn to shine. They are number one in the West, and Golden State Warriors are like a half game back, and they've been struggling as well. A lot of people think that the Golden State Warriors have been struggling. I just think the Golden State Warriors are just bored. All right, they're not turning it off and turning it on. They're just not in. They're not excited about the things that they play. The only time they get competitive is when they play like the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Houston Rockets, things of that nature. Even though Houston and the Oklahoma City Thunder have beaten the Golden State Warriors, but the same problems I stated about the Eastern Conference teams with the Cleveland Cavaliers is the same type of problems the Western Conference teams are going to have with the Golden State Warriors. You know, regular season and playoff season are two different seasons. Regular season is a full court game. Playoff season is a half court game. And what team is going to win 4 games against the Golden State Warriors or the Cleveland Cavaliers? As long as you have LeBron James on the Cleveland Cavaliers with that new cast, they're probably going to win those series, right? Yes, the Boston Celtics will probably give them a run. Yes, the Milwaukee Bucks will give them a run, okay? But other than that, that's really all that's left, okay? And the same, and I just said thing about the Golden State Warriors, and this is why Charles Barkley feels like today's NBA is like only a handful of good teams, and the rest of them are mediocre or bad, okay? Because all the talent is on 1 or 2, maybe 3 teams, okay? If that talent was spread out, the NBA as a league would be very competitive. Now, on the flip side of things, the NBA ratings are through the roof, okay? People are loving the NBA once again. The NBA is in a good place than what it was when Michael Jordan left. And you had players like Terrell Sprewell. You had to advertise around Terrell Sprewell, Patrick Ewing, and players like that. And there was a stretch of time, even Allen Iverson, where the viewership, the consumers, the fans could not engage with those types of stars. All right. Now the NBA has likable stars, likable, even likable hated stars. All right. So that's what Charles Barkley is concerned about. And I'm here to tell you this offseason is going to be pretty bad for free agency. All right. I think there's not a lot of money out there, and LeBron James is not going to take a pay cut. So chances are he's going to probably stay with the Cleveland. He's going to have to stay with the Cleveland Cavaliers unless he's going to take a pay cut. And when you talk about next summer, when Klay Thompson, oh, and Paul George likewise, I think Paul George is beginning to like the Oklahoma City Thunder, even though his hometown, I mean, his favorite team is the LA Lakers. But the LA Lakers, in order for Paul George to go there, he will want the LA Lakers to also add another superstar. And I don't see LeBron James going to the Lakers. All right, because even if you have Paul George and LeBron James, you still need other things around those two individuals. Therefore, LeBron's going to stay in Cleveland. It's a better route for LeBron to get to the finals, an easier route. Okay, and Paul George is probably going to stay with the Oklahoma City Thunder. He knows he has Russell Westbrook for the rest of his career. He has Carmelo Anthony for, like, I believe Carmelo Anthony is on the hook for like 3 more years. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder would love to have Carmelo Anthony under a 2-year contract. Okay, but they're going to have to swallow that extra year, because I don't think next summer, I think Carmelo Anthony is his skill is going to decrease. But there are things Carmelo Anthony is good at. One of the things is he could become a catch and shoot guy. He has to get out of the mentality that he's an ISO player, that he needs to trap the ball and keep the ball with him. He's going to have to start learning how to play without the ball. And I think he's doing that to a certain extent with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Give it time. I think these trades, these trades that they incorporated over the summer is going to pay off big time next year, after a year with all 3 of them playing alongside another, and they know their strengths and weaknesses, and the chemistry is going to get better. Plus, they're going to add other players for the bench, because their bench, by making those trades, your bench is not that good. You only got maybe 1 or 2 players, and after you go through those 1 or 2 players, that's it. It's a wrap. All right. But Charles Barkley does have concerns, but I feel like these next 2 off seasons are really going to determine whether or not Charles Barkley concerns are reality. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dime One, and I am out. I'll see y'all later. Peace.